regular season for the 2012 Thornton Academy football team is over. For their efforts, they earned a 7-1 record and the number 2 seed in the playoffs. The mood is light at practice, as Coach Tabor prepares the team for their first playoff game against Kennebunk.
Ride and no decide today. Ride and freeze. Red light, green light.
The players have become aware of coaches being mic'd up. Senior Bobby Began spots it quickly on Tabor.
Are we taping our team and watching them?
No, we're just going to tape you. Yeah. It's the only one we worry about right now. Kennebunk Rams came back to watch the 8th grade championship game. Saco had the lead. Looked like they were going to win the game, win the championship. But oh no, Kennebunk came in and shattered their dreams, crushed their hopes, and broke their hearts.
The team begins stretching. In the background, the annual fall foliage is all but faded as the team enters play in late October. The light attitude from the players also isn't lost on the coaches, as Tabor engages in usual conversation with freshman coach Greg Parody.
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
How are you?
Good. Just giving you a pat. Just giving you a love pat. I know. I wanted a hot dog and a fry on Saturday.
Thanks for the pat on the.
It's like
After the joking, the team begins the full practice and full preparation for the Kennebunk Rams. The Rams come into the first round of the playoffs with a 5-3 record, but few wins over championship contenders. The week's focus will be on just that, focus. With a potential rematch with Cheverus 2 weeks away, TA has to focus on a Kennebunk team that will come to Hill Stadium on Saturday with nothing to lose. Thornton's championship hopes will rely heavily on the play of the offensive and defensive line. Coach Tabor uses every opportunity he has to improve his group.
down. Ready, set. Good. Right. Have an idea too, right? I mean, you should be able to know if that guy goes in motion, I'm pinching that gap. All right, if we're slanting to motion, okay? Let's do one more, right? One more. Here we go. Down. Ready, set. Good. Here we go.
Now that the regular season has ended, there are some new faces around varsity practice. Freshman assistant Brian Morrison, a former TA quarterback from the class of 2006, now helps run the scout team. His father, Jack, who has been the freshman coach for more than 30 years, also can now run scout quarterback for specific groups. During a defensive session, Jack shows he still has some life in the legs after 30 years.
Come on, get that pitch. Go! Ready, set it. There it is. No, Coach Morrison still has it. Huh?
You got the outside shoulder.
You gotta spin the ball now. Look at that.
On Friday, TA holds a final walkthrough for their first playoff game.
Relax, fellas. Right, good. Hit it.
Like Wednesday, there is a stress-free attitude amongst the players and coaches. Today's targets of razzing are quarterback Eric Christensen, sporting a new haircut, and coach Greg Parody, who was seen leaving his dorm parent home a tad late for the start of practice. The players give him a rousing welcome. TA followed a disappointing loss to Cheverus with a dominating win against Biddeford to end the regular season, with Biddeford native Nick Kenny leading the way.
It must have been mixed emotions. I know he's got a lot of friends over there and stuff, but he's been here now for 3 years, and certainly we're glad to have him. But I'm sure it's kind of bittersweet. I'm sure he was very happy that he won the game, but I'm sure he kind of felt for some of his friends.
Yeah, it felt good. I mean, I haven't played against them since our sophomore year till we lost, so it felt good to
go there and beat them at Waterhouse Field.
I thought we went out with pretty good emotion. You know, we played hard. You know, we were able to get a couple 3-and-outs, a couple turnovers early on defense. Able to put together some really good drives. Essentially just running our power game in the first half. You know, I was very happy. You know, we got 21-0 in the first quarter, and then scored again in the second quarter. They had a decent drive, but we were able to kind of turn them away right before the quarter ended. So I was happy. I was happy with the physicality that we played with. And I thought we came out. You know, the other focus was we need to come out after halftime, do the same thing. And I thought we did that. We were able to get a couple more touchdowns in the third quarter and really put the game away.
Really good. You know, I felt like we executed well. I felt like we did a lot of our jobs well, and you know, it just made me feel really good about how we play TA football. Now we need to come out and do that during the playoffs, and we need to treat every week like it's the most crucial week and, you know, survive.
It's always great to beat Biddeford because, you know, I haven't had much of those games. I've only had 4, and when we beat them the way we did, it feels good.
It was really great to know that our team actually came out and actually showed our coach that we can be a playoff team and play with effort that he's been wanting all year from us.
You know, we mess up tomorrow, the game season's over. I mean, one of these teams tomorrow afternoon is putting away their bags for the year. So, you know, if that doesn't get you excited and motivated to play hard, you know, I don't think anything will. So our kids will come ready to play tomorrow. Certainly, you know, they've played well. You know, they started the year 0-2. They've been 5-1 since then. You know, offensively, they've got some really good skill kids. You know, defensively, they play pretty physical. So, you know, certainly it's going to be a tough game. It's playoffs time. I think, you know, just doing what we did last week. You know, if we can be physical and you know, play hard and you know, get some 3-and-outs defensively, and then offensively drive the field. You know, hold on the ball, not make any of those drive breakers that we've had. You know, the week before against Cheverus. You know, I think we're going to be in great shape.
As practice ends, Kiesel calls his team over for final instructions.
Focus of the week, guys, right? Hey, it's survival time, right? We are 0-0, right? Get that up on your locker. Okay, guys, the only thing that we have earned, right? No one cares that you're 7-1. No one cares that you've beaten teams in the regular season. It doesn't mean anything now. Okay, it does not mean anything. All you've earned is home field advantage tomorrow for that game. You both have the same record. Someone's going to be 1-0. Someone's going to be putting their pads away. Okay? So make sure, right, we take the proper approach, right? You are in survival mode now. This has got to be very important this time of year. It comes down to, hey, blocking and tackling this time of year, guys. Be physical. Win the battle in the trenches like you did last week against Biddeford. That was very impressive. Okay, on both sides of the ball. That's how we have to play this point forward. 4-step process, right? Tomorrow, step 1. Right? Tomorrow, step 1. Okay? Cells ready to go. Get some rest tonight, right, guys? Eat a lot of spaghetti. Be ready to go, guys. Right? Let's go get the Rams tomorrow.
It's game time, boys. You gotta be pumped for this game. It's living or dying. Guys! We're living or dying today. Tomorrow, boys. Let's live another day. Let's go bring it up. Let's stay alive. Let's go, Trojans! 3! 1, 2, 3, Trojans!
Hours later, the team gathers at Bobby Began's home to take part in the weekly tradition of a spaghetti dinner. The players gather in the garage to eat pasta, socialize, and build team chemistry. With the game less than 24 hours away, all thoughts are on the Kennebunk Rams.
We all need to come together as a team in every game, but I think they're going to try and run it on us a lot, and that option is one of the things that we rarely see, and we've seen it now 3 times this year. So I think third time's a charm. We'll get it, and we'll, you know, stop it, and we'll end up shutting them down.
But we just got to play one game at a time now because, you know, we lose one game, we're out, and this got to focus and play hard every snap.
Kind of, you know, you have to set yourself a goal. You know, you want to come back and get Cheverus and get them bad. You know it. But at the same time, you got to set yourself levels. Take one level at a time. Start with Kennebunk, which is our first team, and then work your way up the polls.
The spaghetti dinners allow players to hang out in a non-football environment and can allow new friendships to take hold.
Spaghetti dinners are always very fun. You know, you get to hang out with your friends, eat a dinner before the game, and afterwards you kind of just hang out, play basketball, and, you know, get psyched up, get ready to go. You're playing the next day, and it's a lot of fun.
It's probably some of the straightest thing to do, like throughout the week, come here and then chill with your friends, but yeah, I like it.
It's just very social. I mean, we all love each other, and we have such a tight group where it's always going to be fun, and it's going to be chaotic, and we get really competitive with like basketball games and stuff. I mean, Dakota and Eric and Nick really just go at it, and we have to tell them to just calm down and not hurt themselves because we have a game the next day. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, you know. It's a bonding process. You know, we're all together just having fun. You know, it's kind of like a big family event. No, I wouldn't say reunion, but more of an event where we just kind of like get to hang out, get to eat, you know, talk with our friends, get to play, see some funny things happen, make memories. So.
It's actually really exciting and a lot of fun. I mean, you just get to sit down, have fun with the guys you know. It just brings you closer as a team and pretty much as a family.
One tradition most hope doesn't take hold is the spaghetti dinner haircuts. Senior defensive back Josh Sear and Eric Christensen explain theirs.
Well, they decided to do this to my hair when I proceeded to say that I wanted a flat top. And this is what they came up with, so I guess I'm just rocking it.
Now obviously everyone's wondering about the haircut, so let's talk about why, where, and how much did you pay for it?
It was 20 cash, and right down the street.
Is that with or without tip?
With the tip.
With the tip.
Yeah. And then I don't know why, I just hear it every day that I need to get my hair cut, so I finally just did it. Dakota actually convinced me to do it.
In one word, describe Eric's haircut.
Eric's haircut? Unique.
In one word, describe Eric and Josh's haircut together.
Josh, he's very creative. I'd say more. Josh looks like buffoon, I'd say. And I like Connor's word unique for Eric, but it's just, I'd say exotic for Eric.
In one word, describe Eric's haircut.
One word. Flabbergasting.
And what's one word you describe Eric's haircut?
One word, it would definitely have to be corporate.
All right. Game day arrives and TA runs out onto the field for warm-ups. The Kennebunk Rams have also arrived. The Rams play a triple option offense, something TA hasn't seen much of in 2012. All week there was a confidence about the Trojans that Kennebunk didn't stand a chance on paper. But the playoffs can be unpredictable, as the Trojans would soon find out. Coach Tabor brings together his linemen for a pregame talk.
Hey guys, congratulations on earning this game today. Okay? All right, that's a pretty good season. All right, but the next season starts right now. Okay? You know, right now we're 0-0, they're 0-0. All right, make sure at the end of the day, all right, you've done everything that you can to put this team in a position of 1-0. All right, then we'll go back to the same thing. All right, we'll clean the slate off and start again, fellas, right? But you're not going to get that opportunity unless you go out there today, right, and do the things that have got you to the position of hosting the game. All right? You know, I'm proud of what you've done, fellas, right? But with something we've preached since day one, right? When they talked about the Thorne Academy football team of 2012, right, they talked about us being weak up front, right? We lost a lot of linemen from last year, right? One particular website says, what's their weakness? Only one, and it was the offensive line, right? This is when we impose our will on our opponents, right? This is when we show we're no longer a weakness and we're the strength of this team, right? Both in the mind, the body, and the heart. Okay? Play physical, right? Play a mentally strong game, right? Eliminate any of those unforced errors, unforced mistakes. Play clean, play hard, use good technique, right? Get back in the huddle and set the tempo that an offensive line should. Let's go, bring it in.
Boys, let's go, boys!
Let's go, take a moment, fellas. Think about what you're gonna do today to get the job done. Right? Think about what you need from your teammates, right? Make sure your teammates make you proud, right? And make sure you make them proud. Let's go, Trojans on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
At the end of warm-ups, Bobby Began brings together the team to remind them that today's game is live or die for both teams.
And at the end of the day, we're either living or we're dying. You want to be breathing at the end of the day? Let's do our job. Let's kick the Let's go! Trojans on 3! 1, 2, 3! Trojans!
In the locker room, Libby writes his message for the week on the whiteboard as the players hydrate and wait for Coach Kiesel. Kiesel takes the opportunity to add 0 and 0 and 48 minutes on the whiteboard. Another reminder that TA's regular season is now meaningless.
Couple numbers we talked about all week, right, guys? I mean, hey, we're not a 7-1 number 2 seed anymore. We're 0-0, and our goal is to get to 1-0. Reset and do it again next week. Okay? Right now, all you're guaranteed is 48 minutes. 48 minutes football. That is all we're guaranteed right now. Go out. Get off to a fast start, like you did last week. You did in both halves. I know that team over there right now is, they're questioning whether they might play with you. But you give them life, let them hang around, just like Bonnie Eagle did a couple weeks ago. You're going to make things very difficult on yourselves. We want to keep this run going as long as you can, guys. This is why you put all that time and effort in during the off season. You guys are in the weight room, people walk by, people say, well, why are you lifting now? It's February. It's January. Why are you lifting now? They don't get it. They don't understand. You guys have had a great summer. Got a great regular season. Let's make sure the next 4 weeks we have the best 4 weeks of our football careers. Take a knee, guys. Take a minute to think about people that helped get you here. All right, fellas, let's go! Let's go!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to live action on PressHerald.com. Western Maine Class A quarterfinal football action from Dr. Paul S. Hill Jr. Stadium on the campus of Thornton Academy, Saco, Maine. It's the Kennebunk Rams making the short trip up from Kennebunk at 5-3 against the Thornton Academy Golden Trojans at 7-1.
Thornton Academy would kick off to the Rams, giving Kennebunk a chance to take an early lead.
In motion is Elkington, and no pitch. And they're going to call a penalty on Thornton.
Nick Emmons brought down on the back
on a tackle.
For an upset to happen, many things have to go wrong for a favorite. Things like coughing up the ball near midfield.
Two hands around the ball is Nick Kenny. Loose ball. I said two hands, all of a sudden it's loose, and Kennebunk thinks they have it. And the official agrees.
Kennebunk would make the Trojans pay.
Hand off to Elkington. Elkington makes a cut. Elkington at the 40, 35, 30. He could go. Saving tackle, Andrew Libby.
Now inside the 10, the Rams would finish off the drive.
Inside handoff, and it looks like a Kennebunk touchdown. Sort of on a misdirection play. Nico DiLorenzo goes in.
TA found itself in an early hole to the 7th-seeded Rams, but would respond on their next possession via Dylan Morton.
In motion is Morton. Morton has it, trying to get to the outside. 20, 10, 5, touchdown Trojans, Dylan Morton.
TA would take the lead. After another defensive hold, Andrew Libby would get a chance for a big return.
Not a bad punt. It's going to be caught by Libby. Libby trying to get to the outside. He's got 50, it. 45, makes the cut 40, 35, 30, 20, and finally dragged down. Boy, did he pick his way or what?
As the second quarter began, Libby was able to finish off what he started.
Libby off that left side, and once again he's in for the touchdown.
Thornton now held a 14-point lead. and it looked like the Trojans could run away with the game in the first half. But Kennebunk had a few more big plays in them.
Emmons gonna keep it. Emmons with some daylight. He's trying to get to the outside. 20, 10. And wait a minute, he fumbled. What do they say? Knee down, I think.
The long run by Emmons put Kennebunk back inside the Trojan 10-yard line. Emmons would finish off the drive he started.
Emmons cuts it back, and he's in for the touchdown. So the Rams come right back.
Thornton's first-string defense had already allowed 14 points. Fortunately for TA, their offense, led by Kenny, was ready to respond.
Christensen handoff to Kenny. Kenny, first down and more. Nick Kenny going in for a Thornton touchdown on that far sideline from 27 yards out.
But Kennebunk's special teams would again put the team in a good position.
25, 30, and coming out of there, even more is Dumas. Dumas, 40, 30. They're trying to catch him and drag down.
The long kick return put Kennebunk back in the red zone. Emmons would use his arm to get his team back within one score.
Emmons calling signals. He's going to pass. End zone, left side. Touchdown, Kennebunk.
Thornton kept giving up the big play on defense and special teams, but their offense kept chugging along.
Christensen passing for Tarbox. Tarbox goes up. Touchdown, Trojans!
Well, never mind what I just said. Put Godzilla out there, run him into the corner of the end zone, throw it up high.
The leaping catch by Tarbox again put the Trojans up by 2 touchdowns as the half approached. All seemed well for TA until Kennebunk pulled out one more big play near halftime.
Emmons throwing deep to the right sideline. He's going to play her out there, and it looks like a touchdown. Wow. Larson Coppinger from 43 yards out.
Coach Kiesel could only shake his head at the defensive miscues of his team in the first half. TA led at the break 35-28. Back in the locker room, it seemed as though TA was down by multiple scores, as the silence told the story of the first half.
Football fellas, you're going to make plays. You're going to make plays. We can rehash the first half. Turnovers, big plays, giving up. Plays in the special teams, giving up. No secret to you fellas. You know, you guys are acting like you lost the game. I mean, this is how you're going to be right now. You might as well turn the stuff in right now. You might as well turn the stuff in right now. Gotta play hard. Gotta play hard. Gotta play smart. We're gonna pound the ball, right? So what type of leaders we have, guys, right now. We'll find out what's gonna happen, right? We'll find out how important this is really to us. And now we'll find out.
After Coach Kiesel spoke, Coach Tabor talked about things the team can control in the second half.
Right, second half, when we have a coverage, you play that coverage until the whistle's blown. That's something you can control. That first half is over, fellas. This second half has to be yours. Right? I expect great leadership from you seniors, and you underclassmen got to perform like you never have before. Right? There is no tomorrow if you don't have a good second half. So go out there and have a great second half. Have the best second half you've had this year, fellas.
Tabor's message seemed to work to start the second half, as Dakota Tarbox would throw Emmons for a loss.
They come back this way, and Thornton has that scouted.
Back on offense, Dylan Morton would again provide a much-needed spark.
Dylan Morton trying to get to that far sideline. 50, 45, and inside the 40. As Dylan Morton showing his speed once again.
However, the turnover bug would hit the Trojans again 2 plays later.
Makes a cut, Libby inside the 20, and loose ball. And Kennebunk has it.
Coach Kiesel again had a look of astonishment as his offense once again squandered a chance to put the game away. Fortunately, in the fourth, Andrew Libby seemingly put the game away.
There goes Libby, 20, 10, touchdown, Trojans!
TA was backed up by 14 in the fourth. But Kiesel knew the game wasn't over. He was right.
Kennebunk knocking on the door. Emmons across the middle for a Kennebunk touchdown. Coppinger ran the back of the end zone, left to right.
It was again nervy times at Hill Stadium as Kennebunk lined up for an onside kick, down by 7.
Nick Math, and it's a squib kick. And catching it and going right down with it was Eric Christensen on the hands team.
TA would recover and survive to advance to the next round of the playoffs. Questions will now be raised of the Trojans if today was a fluke or a sign that TA doesn't have what it takes for a serious playoff run.
1 week, boys. It's 1 week. Doesn't mean anything. Yeah, we won. We still won, boys. We're moving on playoffs. We just gotta do better next time. We just better team to the playoffs. We gotta do better each and every day, each and every week. Let's go, boys. Be proud of yourselves today. You battled and you won. Let's go, boys. Good job. Let's go. Let's be happy, right? Let's be happy. Let's be happy. We're on paces right now, right? And you smart. That's what playoffs is about. Okay, we're by 42, we're by 7. It's okay. Give them some credit. Your heads up, let's go. Right? Enjoy it. Right? Enjoy the win. Right? Enjoy the win. It's the biggest thing this time. Right? Race the doors. Moving on, y'all. Good job. Let's go, boys!
The following Friday, TA enters its final walkthrough for the rematch with Scarborough. For the players, it's impossible not to look back at TA's close call against Kennebunk.
It only surprised me because our team didn't really play with any effort like we should have. I mean, we didn't really go out and execute the things we should have. I mean, our offense was good, but our defense is where we really needed it to be, and it just wasn't there like it should have been.
I think it was just like we knew we were a lot better team than them. We didn't come up really to play in the first half. We had a lot of little critical mistakes that, like, little things meant the big things in that game. And we turned it on the second half when we played better football and ended up winning the game.
Well, I just think that we didn't play our best football. We were pretty flat coming out of the game, and I think we underestimated them quite a bit because they weren't a bad team, it turned out, and made some plays on us.
A major issue for TA against the Rams was fumbles. Both Nick Kenny and Andrew Libby had costly fumbles in the game, which won't fly against the Red Storm or potentially Cheverus down the road.
It's definitely not a good feeling. I mean, to go running down your field, going to get a touchdown, then you just fumble the ball. You really can't do much about it. You know, it's happened. You gotta move on, get the next play, and just, don't do it again.
It's really frustrating. That was my first fumble all year, and I don't like fumbling. My sophomore year, I fumbled 3 times in a playoff game, so I hate it when it happens.
Libby has begun the tradition of writing an inspirational message on the whiteboard in the halftime room before a game.
I kind of started that last year a little bit, just kind of like, when I go home, I think of a certain quote I feel is going to be necessary for the game of that day, and I just write up on the board and let the team think about it. Not say anything, just let them think about it.
Well, when he writes something on there, it's what we see at halftime before the game, so we see it. And it's just the mindset of the game. Everyone, he writes sometimes, how do you want to be remembered? And that usually gets everyone going.
Barring an upset loss by Cheverus, Saturday's game against Scarborough will be the last home game for the Thornton Academy seniors. This class has only seen 1 home loss at the varsity level.
It would mean a lot to me. I mean, I might not be a senior, but I've always been with these guys since I was a little kid. Ever since I was in 6th grade, I played with these guys, always up with them. And they're pretty much my team right now, and I love playing with them, and I don't want to end.
It's definitely going to be huge to leave with a win, because I hate losing, so I've only lost 1 game here and try to keep it that way.
The first meeting between TA and Scarborough took place on homecoming weekend. Much has changed for both teams since then, and TA isn't taking the Red Storm lightly.
You just got to contain Russo, just contain him, be fine, stay on top of routes. We just got to play hard football, show them that we can play harder than them. They're not a better team than us. I feel our team is stronger and just better all around, and we can do it if we want to.
I think we're going to be able to hurt them in our power game and our run game, and then we're going to be able to spread out the one-on-ones for our offense for receiving, so I think it's going to be a good game.
They're definitely a physical team in there, know what they're doing. They got some good playmakers on their side, so just got to cover everyone up and make big plays on offense.
Yeah, they're definitely going to want to beat us, but we beat them 35-6 last time, and I don't think we even played our best football, so maybe we'll play our best football this week, and the score will be even more.
Scarborough's a great team, and they've been playing a lot better since we played them. And so we just got to not look over them this week, kind of like we did last week, and not make it as close as a game.
Thornton Academy's goal of playing football in November has been achieved, as TA runs out to warm up for their Western Class A semifinal game. The Trojans come in as the decided favorite to move on for a potential rematch with Cheverus, but the Red Storm boasts one of the best quarterbacks in the conference in Dylan Russo. Defensive line play will be key in the game, and Coach Tabor tells his players to enjoy their last game on their home field.
Guys, pretty good opportunity, fellas. This is the last time we'll be on this field, okay? You know, we'll worry about that after the game today, right? But, you know, have a little mental note of that in the back of your mind, seniors especially. Right, you underclassmen, right? Think about what it would be like to play your last game here, right? The potential of that happening, right? Go out there and make sure that this ends it on a positive note on this field, okay? The only thing we can control is the way we play, right? You know, I talked a little bit inside, fellas, about the intensity I want to bring today, okay? Up front, right? We've got to establish a tone. We've got to establish a mindset and dictate how this game's going to go today, right? I want you to be the heartbeat of this team, right? Be the heartbeat of this team. Be the heart that pumps the intensity, right, through this offense, okay? You establish yourselves up front, fellas. We're going to have a pretty successful day, right? Let's go, bring it in.
Come on, fellas. That's with you, fellas.
Let's go. Pump the intensity through this team today. Each and every play, right? Play through the echo of the whistle. Right? Take a moment and think about what you need to do today. Right? What do you need to do for yourself? What do you need to do for your teammates and your community in this program? Right? Go out and get it done. Right? Let's go. Trojans on 3. 1, 2, 3. Trojans! Right? Let's go.
Later, as the defensive secondary follows tradition by putting a piece of grass in their sock, Kiesel lets them know it's okay to give up plays, but tighten up in the red zone.
Run to the ball, right? Pop the gap, guys. We'll be fine. You guys run to the ball, right? You guys did a great job last year. We're going to give them some plays, right? Give them up through the 20s. Right? Get inside the red zones, toughen up just like you did last time, right? Right? Control the run game, make them one-dimensional like you did last time, guys. We're going to be all set. Let's go, fellas. Let's go. Run the ball, fellas. Let's go. Keep the ball in front, right? Here you go, fellas. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Warm-ups complete, and Began brings his teammates together for one last piece of motivation before heading into the locker room for pregame.
Come out with 110% intensity, boys. We gotta hit them, and we gotta keep hitting them. Because if we hit them, they're not gonna want to play with us. Let's go. 48 minutes of football without letting up. We let up every game. Trojans on 3! 1, 2, 3! Trojans!
Staring his final home game and potentially final game in the face, senior tight end Dakota Tarbox tells the team the importance of starting fast, like at Biddeford.
Well, when we came out that game, we came out firing. Every hit we hit, there was 4 or 5 hats to the ball. Every single time. When a defense plays like that, boys, it takes the offense right out of the game. You got to do it from the beginning. There's no waiting until it's close at halftime to try to kick it on. You got to first play. We got to hit them with everything we have. We got to make them realize what's going to be coming the whole game. Let's go, boys. Come on.
Libby writes the weekly message on the board. Becoming a legacy at Thornton Academy isn't easy with all of the tradition in football. Kiesel has simple words for his team.
Fellas, hey, November football has got to be your best football. I'm saying, right? Big players make big plays in big games. These are the biggest games. Play your hearts out. Relax. You guys all have so much God-given ability. Just relax and use it. Fly around. Don't forget why you play this game. I think sometimes, we get tired. It's a long season. We ask a lot of you. Coaches are on you guys a lot. Don't forget why you play the game, for the love of the game. This should be no different now than when you started playing the game, whether it was 8 years old or 10 years old or last year. It should not be any different. Go out and have a great time. Cherish the experience. Play your hearts out. Leave everything on the field. Guys, I'm telling you, like I told you all year, I firmly believe you are the best team in this league. I firmly believe that. Very physical up front. I think we've got great skill kids. Defensively, when we keep the ball in front, we are a good defensive football team. Play your hearts out. Make sure you play with your mind too. Play smart football. No down and distance. No tendencies that we're talking about. Know by formation what's coming. Offensively up front, know if we're running power, what to expect. Do that, guys. You're real tough out. You're real tough out in this playoffs, fellas. Well, play your hearts out, fellas. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Take a minute to think about people that helped get you here. Let's go put a whooping on these guys. Let's go!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from Dr. Paul S. Hill Jr. Stadium on the campus of Thorn Academy, Saco, Maine. It's Western Maine Class A football action. Semi-final round, the Scarborough Red Storm had made the short trip over to Saco to take on the Thorn Academy Golden Trojans.
Early on, TA's defense would hold strong.
Russo has a snap, looking to pass right out of the gate here. Throwing downfield, intended for Greenberg. And double teamed. Dylan Morton knocked it down, and Andrew Libby in support.
2 plays later, Russo would find nowhere to run.
And he is snowed under. As he sort of hesitated, Rob, like he wanted to pick the hole, but the whole interior of the Thornton line.
TA's defense held firm on the opening drive. Dylan Morton would then give TA the lead.
Fake by Christensen. He wants to pass. Open is Morton. Dylan Morton for 6. Touchdown, Trojans.
So far, so good for the Trojans. Christensen had struggled in recent weeks with the long passes, but not on this day. Thornton's defense would give up a long touchdown to Scarborough, tying the game. But Christensen was determined to gain the lead back.
Christensen's going to keep. Christensen at the 15. Christensen close to another first down.
Later in the drive, on 4th and goal, Christensen found one of his favorite targets.
All kinds of receivers to the right side. Christensen wants to pass. Throws and touchdown, Trojans! Andrew Libby. Nice touch on the pass by Christensen.
Libby would later pop up on the defensive side of the ball.
Russo back to pass, has time. Across the middle, intercepted by Andrew Libby. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, inside the 15, and finally brought down inside the 10.
From the Aces formation, Libby would be able to finish off the drive he started.
Cody Lynn in motion this time. Libby on the Wildcat. Andrew Libby! Touchdown, Trojans! Nice hole opened up by the Thornton line.
Up by 12, Thornton's defense went back to work. Russo was having trouble finding daylight to run.
It's like a quarterback draw, and nothing there. Connor McCrum, 55.
TA would then strike again.
Christensen throwing for Cody Lynn. 20, 10, 5, touchdown Trojans! 48 yards to Cody Lynn.
TA led 26-7 in the first quarter, and it was time for special teams to make a play.
Again, not much pressure. Robert Reynolds, 15, came in at the end. And that's Dylan Morton at the 15, 20, 25, 30. Morton outside. Across midfield and into Scarborough territory.
After a methodical drive, Christensen would put the game out of reach in the first half.
3rd and goal. Quarterback sneak, Christensen. Touchdown, Trojans.
TA led 34-7 in the first half. A week after letting a scrappy team hang around, the Trojans kept putting the foot on the gas. After another Christensen touchdown put TA up by 35, Scarborough had one last play to get momentum.
Russo throws intended for number 85, Chris Sear, incomplete. And look at Kevin Kiesel. He's fired up out there, greeting the defense.
A week after the halftime room was silent, there was pure jubilation coming from the Trojan players. Coach Kiesel was pleased, but begged his team to put the foot on the pedal.
Great first half. Your foot on the gas, your foot on the gas, play hard. Right? It's okay to be mean and nasty. It's okay to hang big numbers on teams. You don't need to feel sorry for them. All right? Keep your foot on the gas, fellas. Right? It's a great test for us the second half here, right? Keep your foot on the gas, and let's go finish this thing the right way, fella. That's a great mistake.
The second half began, and the Trojans would not let up the intensity. As the game wore down, senior Alex Riziakis had a chance to enjoy the end zone.
Christensen under center turns and heads to Alex Riziakis. Alex Riziakis, touchdown, Trojans!
Riziakis was able to score in his final home game for the Trojans. As the celebrations began after the dominating 49-14 win over Scarborough, word filtered through that Cheverus had won its semifinal game, and TA would be traveling to Portland for a rematch of last year's regional final. Coach Kiesel was understandably pleased with his team's performance.
That's how you win another week of football, baby! Yeah! Great job. Hey, that's a great job. All three phases of the game, guys. That's a great job. Go ring the bell. Say what's up.
The team then completed the ceremonial walk to the victory bell. For the seniors, their career at Hill Stadium is over. Today, the Trojans can enjoy a hard-fought win over Scarborough. But Monday, it's back to work, as the Trojans will face off against the Cheverus Stags, owners of the longest winning streak in the history of Class A football.
Go, boys! We earned one more week! Great job, boys! 2-0! 1-2-3!
On the season finale of Varsity. The Trojans have advanced to their second consecutive regional final against the Cheverus Stags. Can TA avenge its 2 losses from the last 12 months to Cheverus? Find out on the next episode of Varsity.